It's a nice way to start the season, although we didn't get the win. You know, we saw a lot of things that we were very proud about, translated from practice, and you know, proud of our guys. I thought we fought, and you know, you're going to learn a lot from each game. Some nights it's more technical than others, but you know, we'll learn a lot from tonight's game. But I think the number one thing is that if we compete that hard, we'll give ourselves a chance in games. And obviously, you can't have your home opener, you know, 82 times throughout the course of the year, and the grind and the travel. But you know, I thought we competed and we fought against a team who, you know, they've got a lot of offense. You know, we had some untimely turnovers there in the second half. We didn't get to the foul line a whole lot. Most of the game we were at 4 free throws, I think, into the last 4 or 5 minutes. And perhaps if we didn't have to foul, they may have not have scored 100. You know, I mean, they probably could have, I'm sure, because they're Houston. But I thought, you know, we fought them. We went out and we guarded them, and it's not an easy team to guard. And so I'm really proud of our guys.
How do the new timeout changes affect in-game situations like that, especially when you have such a new and young roster that's still unfamiliar?
Yeah, it's difficult because, you know, we're just still trying to get foundation stuff in and to go to special situations, and we had to use a lot of them tonight. I don't want to say a lot of them, but that means it happened a lot. You might have run the same play 6 times in a row, but that's what I have.
You talked during the game in timeouts about settling for jumpers and making sure that guys were getting into the paint and attacking the paint. When you look at the free throw discrepancy, where do you look at that overall in terms of how they were able to attack the paint throughout the game?
They have James Harden.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about you guys in terms of the young guys, really.
Yeah, well, that's just the experience and size and being able to beat a guy and create contact and get into the paint. So. You know, I thought, you know, guys got better and tougher with basketball. We didn't get the ball knocked out of our hands as many times tonight. It's been something that we've been working on. I know that we played a Houston team that was set on a second night of a back-to-back too. So, you know, they're well coached, they're talented, they're going to have a terrific year. We kind of caught them on the right night. Trevor Reese is not going to go over 6 very often. You know, James and Eric went 15 for 44. But I thought we did a good job staying close to people on the three-point line. Did they get open? Yeah, they were open, but some of them were 26 and 28 footers. You know, and so our guys were conscious. They communicated, and the effort was terrific.
How did you view that replay? Was that explained? How was that explained to you?
Yeah, it was a foul. I adamantly disagreed, and they said they called it at the time, which I didn't see. So that was more my argument than if it was a foul or not. I thought in game time, but they said they called it, so that's what it was.
Coach, what was your impression of De'Aaron in his first game? Looked pretty good. Your thoughts on him?
He did a nice job. You know, he's pretty fast. You know, so yeah, it is a terrific charisma about him, and I think he'll be fun to play with. And he picks and chooses. He's pretty conscious of what we're trying to do and when he can go, and then when to get us in some stuff and pick and choose in his spots. And it's going to be random and varied, the lineup. You know, you might see a different starting lineup 4 nights in a row. So it's going to be interesting for me of how to try to find a rhythm for a group, you know, with the group of people, you know, but at the same time, you know, we're trying to get as many young guys as many minutes as possible too. So I don't know if it's going to be possible.
Coach, you mentioned the free throws, and you know, I know it's one game, but there's a lot of perimeter shooting out there. What's your plan moving forward to try to get to the free throw line more?
Well, we have, you know, try to be aggressive in going to the basket, and you know, I think it's just a little bit of a mindset of trying to get to the paint first and then get your perimeter shots going. But you know, we're going to be a perimeter team. There's going to be times where we struggle to score without like a go-to guy. As a young team, it's going to have to be kind of by committee, and so you know, it can be difficult to stop runs. But you're just going to have the emphasis that, you know, pass we cut. When you get it back, we want to hit the lane. You know, and that's what we'll hope to do.
Coach, can you speak on Buddy Hield? He was 1 for 6 in the first half, and in the third quarter, he hit 3 of his first 4 shots, kind of popped loose in that third quarter.
Yeah, you know, he's a guy that can go and go, you know, make 4, 5, 6 in a row, and they can be tough. And so, you know, I think what you have to do with Buddy is I've been reining him in to make him play the way we want to play. And then you treat everybody that way, but then for certain guys, at any moment, you give a little bit more latitude. And I think he's one of those guys, you've got to let him take a bad shot now and then to loosen up, find a rhythm. Maybe a ball goes in and what do they say in hockey? The lamp gets lit. Yeah, there's your blue line reference for you then. But he got going, right? I mean, hits a step back or a 6-foot or something, and all of a sudden, boom, he gets going, and it really propelled us when, like I said, there's going to be plenty of nights where we struggle to score.
Great. I mean, Got to get my first NBA game out the way. I think it went well. You know, we played hard. You know, it didn't go the way we wanted it to. We wanted to get the W, but you know, it's a lot of learning. Like, it's a lot of things we learned out of today.
And I guess one of those learning lessons is the foul issues. Not getting respect. How difficult is that to you're a rookie?
I mean, for the most part, I'm not looking for fouls. I didn't look for it in high school, I didn't look for it in college, especially don't even worry about looking for fouls. But I mean, us as a team, we just have to try to get to the line. We didn't take a lot of free throws today. We just have to be more aggressive.
Defensively though, De'Aaron, I mean, you guys holding them to under 40%, under 25%, I think it was for 3. I mean, defensively against a team like that, I'm sure you got to be pretty happy with that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, I feel like we played hard. I felt like we executed the game plan. The only thing that for us, I just feel like free throws and a lot of little things throughout the game that didn't go our way.
Is there a guard in the league?
Is there a guard? I don't know about all that. I shouldn't be saying none of that. But I mean, guys are so athletic and long. We had Trevor on me a lot today. Like 6'8", crazy wingspan, and just seeing a lot of different looks.
You were playing Dragon Ball Z before the game. Is that going to be your pre-ritual?
I wouldn't say it's a ritual, but like I said, I'll be here early. I'm here early, about 2 hours before the game starts. I'm already done, my workout, so gotta do something.
Seems like you're pretty comfortable being vocal out there. Just making a point to sort of tell the guys where to be.
Definitely. I see it from the vets. VC is basically another coach. When he's not on, even when he's on the court, he's acting like another coach. He knows what he's talking about. It's just something that I'm learning from those guys.
How did it feel? 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 14 seconds left in the first quarter. You step out on the floor. How did that feel?
It felt great. Just getting my first minutes of NBA action, of real NBA action. The ones that really count. It felt good to be out there.
Is tonight's result frustrating because it was so close, or encouraging because you guys were right there at the end?
It's extremely encouraging. We're playing a team like that, a team that makes a lot of threes, gets to the line, does just about everything right. It's a team that's hard to beat. We're right there, so it's extremely encouraging.
I think it's just a combination of just work period paying off and just finding my game. Just not really so much going out there to try to do something, but going out there and just reacting to what's going on in the game. That's where you find out where your shots are. It's just letting the game come to you. Things presented something to take it, or you try to make a play, and that's just being aggressive.
Where would you say you guys are with comfort level, and you personally, in terms of, there's times when George is running the 1, De'Aaron, sometimes De'Aaron's at the 2, just in terms of familiarity with each other and learning each other?
That's one of the things that's going to be like, by the midway point of this year, it's going to be scary because we're going to go to another level because we will have that, comfortable, just being comfortable with, George playing the 1 or Fox playing the 1 or vice versa. And there's just, the different matchups we can get. We're still trying to figure out, where to throw a lob at and where the pocket pass is going to be, and little things like that where other teams have been doing it for years, and so they're just picking us apart. In our case, our defensive effort it's got to counterbalance that, and that's kind of like our challenge on ourselves.
Having someone like De'Aaron and his quickness and being able to push the ball once he gets a rebound or an outlet pass, for you and Scal, guys that can really rim run, how does that play into your game?
If they throw it, then it plays into it, and if not, we're just running. So it kind of just depends on our guards if they want to feel like throwing it or not. And, we're going to be there because that's what we do. But it's kind of on them.
What impressed you most about the young guys out there today making their debuts?
I feel like they're just figuring themselves out, and then the pace of the league. It takes a little while to figure it out, but once you do it, then it's like you just get to settle in and have a lot of fun.